Welcome to Mojoyminds.
If you look at the official flag of New York City today, you'll see three vertical stripes: blue, white, and orange. These aren't just random colors. They are the colors of the 17th century Dutch Republic. Most people think of New York as a purely British creation, but if you look at a map of the East Coast, you aren't looking at an English invention. You're looking at a Dutch ghost map. From the kills of Staten Island to the hooks of the Hudson River, the fingerprints of the Netherlands are everywhere. This is the story of how a small group of Dutch merchants didn't just settle a wilderness, they branded it with their hometowns. In 1624, the Dutch West India Company established a province called New Netherland. Its capital was a tiny, muddy trading post on the tip of Manhattan called New Amsterdam. For 40 years, this wasn't a British colony, it was a Dutch one. When the English eventually took over in 1664 and renamed it New York, they changed the name of the city, but they couldn't erase the geography the Dutch had already baked into the land. Take Brooklyn, for example. To a New Yorker, it's a borough. To a Dutchman, it's a misspelling of Breukelen, a town near Utrecht. The original Dutch name meant broken land or marshland, a perfect description of the swampy edges of Long Island in the 1600s, or take Harlem. Long before it was the cultural heart of Black America, it was Neo-Harlem, named after the ancient city in North Holland. Even Flushing, Queens, is just the English tongue struggling to pronounce Vlissingen, a strategic port in the province of Zeeland. The English simply couldn't get the Dutch G and V right, so Vlissingen became Flushing. Understanding where we come from is the first step to understanding where we're going. Here at Mojoyminds, we love peeling back the layers of the everyday world to find the hidden stories underneath. If you're enjoying this journey across the Atlantic and want to see more deep dives into history, culture, and the joy of learning, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join the Mojoyminds community and let's keep exploring the why behind the world together. Now, let's walk down the most famous Dutch streets in the world. Many of the most iconic names in American history are actually literal Dutch descriptions. Let's talk about Wall Street. Today, it's the center of global finance, but in 1653, it was a literal wooden and earthen wall, a Wallstraat. The Dutch built it to protect their tiny colony from English settlers and Native American tribes. When the wall eventually came down, the name stayed. Then there's Broadway. Before it was the home of theater, it was a Native American trail that the Dutch widened and called the Breed Weg, or the Broadway. It was the main artery of their colony. And if you've ever hung out in the Bowery, you're standing on a farm. The word comes from the Dutch Bowerage, which simply meant farm. It was the road that led to the private farm of the colony's last director, Peter Stuyvesant. Even the Bronx is a person. It's named after Jonas Bronk, an immigrant who worked for the Dutch. People would say they were going to the Bronx house, and 400 years later, the name has become synonymous with one of the most famous urban areas on Earth. One of the strangest Dutch linguistic fossils in America is the word kill. If you drive through New York, New Jersey, or Pennsylvania, you'll see signs for the Schuylkill River, Catskill Mountains, or fresh kills. To an English speaker, it sounds violent, but in Middle Dutch, a kill is simply a creek or a water channel. The Schuylkill means the hidden river, because its mouth was so overgrown with vegetation that Dutch explorers almost missed it. The Catskills were the Cat's Creeks. These aren't names of battles, they are a 17th century sailor's logbook, etched into the American landscape. Why did they do it? It wasn't just nostalgia. By naming these places New Netherland, Breukelen, and Harlem, the Dutch were asserting a legal claim. In the eyes of European law, if you named it after your home, it became your home. They wanted to attract settlers from a prosperous Netherlands, so they used familiar names to make the new world feel like a safe extension of the old one. But there is one name and one color that outshines them all. You'll see it in Nassau County, in the orange blossom of Florida, and in the names of universities and towns across the coast. It is the color orange. This wasn't just a color choice, it was a political statement. The Dutch Republic was led by the House of Orange-Nassau, a royal bloodline that defined the nation's identity. The Dutch settlers brought that loyalty with them across the sea. Even today, the prince's flag, the orange, white, and blue, remains the blueprint for New York City's identity. But where did this orange come from? It wasn't because the Dutch loved the fruit. It's a story of a small principality in France, a legendary prince, and a color that became a symbol of revolution and freedom. That is a story for our next episode. For now, next time you walk down Broadway or take a train to Brooklyn, remember, you aren't just in America. You're walking through a 400-year-old Dutch dream.
Garantangi. Till the next video.